They have 6 points. Comoros just on top of Ghana with a better goal difference. So that's all to come here on the show. We're looking back on yesterday's game in Mali, where Otuado showed a bit of tactical news in his approach. Some people saying that he showed a bit more maturity, and we will dissect that game in detail, and then of course explain what this means for the match on Monday and what could possibly become of Otuado's team moving forward. Can this victory become the stepping stone to greater things for his team? Who are the big winners on the day or the big losers on the day? There's really a lot to unpack as far as that game is concerned. We'll also look at some World Cup qualifying matches on the African continent. Guinea went away to Algeria and beat them by 2-1. It was a very shocking result from yesterday. And Sudan are also top of their group, a group that has Senegal in it. Senegal, obviously, of course, yesterday. Oh, Nicholas Jackson, God, goodness me. Nicholas Jackson. Well, so we will look at that as far as that's concerned. So Sudan are top of the group with 7 points. Senegal only have 5 points in that group. Both teams have played 3 games. So Kwesi Appiah, who is in charge of Sudan, doing real wonders in that group. A very unlikely leader at the moment. Senegal were held to a 1-1 draw at home by DR Congo yesterday. Nicholas Jackson missed a sitter in that match. So it means Senegal remain third in the group behind Sudan, who have 7 points. Sudan obviously being coached by Ghana's very own Kwesi Appiah. Algeria, despite the defeat yesterday, they are still top of their group, and that is, of course, Group G. Guinea have gone level on points with them, though. Both teams have played 3 matches apiece. Tunisia are riding pretty. 100% record from 3 games. They have 9 points in Group H, followed by Namibia, who have 7 points, Malawi with 6, and Liberia with 4. 2 teams in that group, Equatorial Guinea. Remember, Equatorial Guinea's 2 victories have been taken from them, and so they have 0 points now. If not, they would have had 6 points. They won both of their opening qualifying matches in the World Cup qualifiers. But after Emilio Insue's and the Equatorial Guinean Football Federation's indiscretion was uncovered, they have been stripped of those victories. So now they are on 0 points. In Group I, that's where Ghana find themselves. Comoros leading the table with 6 points. Ghana with 6 as well. Mali have dropped 4 points from home. Now, all 3 matches Mali have played have been at home, and they've managed to get only 4 points out of a possible 9. So they've dropped 5 points at home in this qualifier. So it's a big, big disappointment. Yesterday, the Malian players were booed off the pitch, and they were supposed to be the favourites coming into this qualifying series. The Black Stars obviously had been struggling in the lead up to these qualifiers. Mali have dropped the ball big time. They've only won 1 game. They've drawn another and lost 1 of the 3 games they've played at home. So they have more matches remaining away from home than they do at home. Ghana, on the other hand, have more home matches remaining in this qualifying series. So it really is advantage Ghana at this point. In the other groups, Morocco have only played 1 game in this qualifying series. They have 3 points in there. And you've got Libya also sitting top of a group that has Cameroon in there. Cameroon have played 1 game less. They're in action today. Of course, they have 4 points. They can go up to 7 points as well, level with Libya if they can get victory. Lesotho are currently winning 1-0 against Zimbabwe. So they have gone top of Group C, which also has Rwanda, Benin, South Africa, and Nigeria in there. So it's really tough as things stand. Egypt are in Group A. They also have maximum 9 points from 3 games, followed by Guinea-Bissau, who have 5. Burkina Faso, surprisingly, are down in 3rd in that particular group. So just Tunisia and Egypt the only two teams with a 100% record in terms of their start to this qualifying series. Remember, game plan on 99.7 Joy FM and Hits 103.9 FM brought to you by Petrosol. Petrosol, always clean fuel in full quantity. Petrosol, always a delightful experience. The guys are here as well. You can get in touch with us. Use the WhatsApp number 055-111-1997. Also, if you prefer the hashtag, it's on X. The hashtag is Game Plan. We have a special guest on the show today as well. Bernard Tekpetey will be joining us to look back on yesterday's game and also talk about his season. One of those players not called up for this qualifying series. There's lots of people with questions for why he's never received a call up since 2017. What's the reason? Has he offended someone, or it's really just a case of footballing reasons? We'll find out. Sitso Philip Atsirim, it's here with me. Sitso, yesterday you scored there.
I scored there.
Oh, yesterday.
I woke up to a surprise. I woke up last in the morning and I saw that
behave over there.
My face was somewhere. And people are saying that Monday to you go again. I'm asking them if they really think I'll get selected.
Yesterday I saw what GTV were doing to our sponsors DSTV. the violence every time this comes around. DSTV said, I see your market has come.
Yeah. Your market's come, enjoy. But don't forget your channel is on our platform.
Yes.
No, I think they won. Yesterday, the DSTV win.
They won.
They won.
Yeah, but did you see the comeback from GTV after that?
You say what?
He said, all we pray for now is
good
no
weather.
rain. Because small rain, no, we know that antenna is only 50 Ghana. Oh, you didn't see that one?
And luckily for them, the rains started only after the game, just after the game. I mean, so
he said that he came and said, "Oh yeah, we know you are on your channel, but we only pray for no rain. But we know that if rain comes, antenna is only 50 Ghana." Anyway, Daddy, welcome to the show as well.
God is good.
I know.
he said,
Today, can we contain this guy?
we can share. When you've been consistent and it sets, you have to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
God is good. God is good. How many times?
Charlie,
All the time.
see, yesterday, when I go home, I'm not talking it, I will go home very late, so I lock the main door, I carry my things, I enter the room. Wifey, they lie the bed inside, she say, it's set. Charlie, see, we laugh like 30 minutes. See, nobody said anything, though. We just laugh.
You overset. You overset.
Without anyone noticing.
Charlie, when the stars align, it's perfect.
Jordan.
Like it's like, I want to be in Danny K's head right now. Like from yesterday, like the last 12 hours or the last 15 hours, it's mad. Like it's like you feel too good to the point where you are unproductive. What have you done the whole of today?
Master, I've been laughing.
Laugh at all.
Quick.
Victor Atsu Tamakloe.
Yeah,
How you doing, my brother?
I'm very happy.
You are happy.
Very, very happy.
Listen, guys, let's not waste time. Let's get straight into it, right? Yesterday, and there's a lot to unpack, okay? Ghana, Otuado started his full-term tenure, let me specify, as Black Stars coach competitively with a very unlikely yet impressive 2-1 win against Mali in Bamako. That much we know. What we need to do now is to help our listeners understand how we did it, what positive signs we saw from this team, what lessons we picked from the first Auto team and this one. What has he learned? What has he improved on? Individual players. Who were the big winners, the big performers? Where are we still lacking in terms of trying to build on this? What has to improve? What has to change? And do we have reason to be positive that after 3 points from a possible 6 in our opening qualifiers and languishing in 4th, we are now back in 2nd, and that from now on, Ghana can duly be considered favourites to qualify from this group, looking at everything else that is playing out in this particular group. And then ultimately, looking ahead to that game against Central African Republic on Monday night. Quite a lot to unpack. Sitso, I'm going to begin with you.
No, it's not fair.
It's fair.
It's only fair to start with the man.
The man, Daniki.
Charlie,
He's too excited. He's
It's
too excited.
not fair that you start
He's
with
too
me.
excited.
Don't,
Okay.
don't kill the fire.
He's too excited.
See,
Look,
today,
Daniel,
if you do one-on-one with the case of me, I'll
be
pay.
happy.
I'll
Listen.
pay to sit and watch the show.
Jordan
One-on-one.
Ayew came on from the bench, played
Calm
15
down,
minutes,
calm down.
delivered the winning goal.
Calm down.
Okay.
O se o fe Jordan na ubenya. O se o fe Jordan na ubenya. O se o fe Jordan. O se o fe Jordan
na ubenya.
O se o fe Jordan na ubenya.
Me Jordan. Ah, it's set.
Danny, I like the Commonwealth version of that song, the continuation. Where you went and it be 2 dB.
What's the continuation?
Oh, should I say, oh, Per Jordan?
No, that's not. You've chosen the wrong song.
Hold on, I said that one. You see what was coming?
Eh.
Yes.
Now we need Begwasio.
Yes.
Oh, Jordan Camper. Now, that's a
that's
different
right.
song. That's what I'm saying.
You
know, no Moral pass me. Forget, bro, Moral.
You be one of the always around boys.
Bro, Moral. I play drama. Bro, don't start with me.
So if you start a Jama group right now, you take charge of the.
Bosse. We are coming. Don't start with me, bro.
Masa,
Moral.
the guy don't know you. You are too cool.
Okay, Danny, you get the first bite.
No offense, I'm happy.
You
I'm
get
very,
the
very
first
happy.
bite.
And it's not just about Jordan Ayew. Look, this team needed this victory. It needed this type of victory. I've said it consistently that I believe in this group. I think Otuado has the right tools to take this team forward. What I think he needs is the time to be able to do his work. It's not just, you see, the problems with this current Black Stars, they are plenty. They are deep rooted. Like it's serious. So you can't just get up overnight and fix it. So obviously he will need time to be able to properly return this team back to the top. But in the journey towards that, you need some of these small things to go in your favor, just to revive that. The morale in the team was, I think, was dead. It was dead. If you look at the Black Stars over the past few years, and we've been talking about it, how easily they collapse at major competitions, how the players look very scared when they are playing for the team, how one moment or one setback in a game can just destroy everything, every good thing that has happened up until the point. So we needed this, and if you look at the way the game went, it was for me, it's justice to what this group have been working towards. You see, was it on Sports Zone? Yes, Sports Zone was after it was last week Friday where they had the open training session, and after that, both Semenyo and Salis, when I mentioned it on Sports Zone, that what struck me was the fact that both players were talking about going to Mali to win. Mm-hmm. They were not talking about going there to get a result or a good result. They both said the team had the potential to go there and win. And what they needed was the support and for Ghanaians to believe that they could win. And for me, I thought that was the right mindset going into a game like that. Because you see, if you go and you are afraid to fail, or you are going there and you are trying to massage a result, yes, chances are that it will not go your way. So it was very, very important for us to go there and then not just get a positive performance, but also get the result. And for me, look, I was so happy yesterday. Now, let's go to the nitty-gritties of the thing. And we talk about the game plan from the start.
Before you proceed, ladies and gentlemen,
Tekpetey.
let me just remind you that our guest is here.
Challenge.
Icon. He's wearing a cap with Icon written on it.
Challenge. I say if your name, you go.
Bernard Tekpetey.
Tekpetey.
Bernard, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us. It's good that you could be here. We really appreciate that you made it here. You're a league champion. So, you know, we have to congratulate you.
Thank you so much.
Not for the first time. That's the 4th one in a row that you've won in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
That is incredible. I remember the last time a Ghanaian player won 4 titles in a row. League titles in a row. Unless they played for maybe Al Ali at some point.
He's addicted to winning.
It's a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, think about
And he's
it.
played a huge part in the winning.
No,
He's
I
not
know.
been on the fringes.
No.
Massive.
I think I was just looking at his numbers. The first season he scored 2 goals. The second season 10 goals. The third season 8 goals, and this season 10 goals. So
Consistency.
yeah, very, 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 very impressive. Not just a bit part player. So congratulations.
Thank you so
Congratulations.
much,
Well done. Well done. Well done. We'll come to you. You did you watch the game yesterday?
Yes, I did.
You did, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. And how did you find it?
Yeah, to be honest, he had his own philosophy for the game, the system.
Yeah. You mean Otto?
Yeah,
Okay.
the coach playing 5-back. And playing 5-back, then meaning you have to have like from the flanks,
Yeah.
fast players who are going to operate from the flanks. But yesterday you could see it was a little bit. We were trying more. We were not patient. We were not calm.
Okay.
We were trying to possess the ball more at the back, and then when they press us, we just kick the ball. But at one point, when the changes start happening, you see there are some players who came in the game and they make the game, they relax the
Calmer.
game, calm the game, and then you can process forward. You know, but when you play games five back like this, maybe probably you need a striker who can hold the ball also for you up front, where the wingers can operate from the other side, where maybe someone is linking the play. So maybe the striker hold the ball, number 10 or midfielder is coming, and then the winger is running at the back of the defenders, and then this is the style. But
Was that player Jordan after he came on? Or do you think that there was still...
Jordan is a player who can really hold the ball. It's very difficult for players to take ball from Jordan when he's protecting the ball. He has the quality.
So the game was screaming for a player like that, and Otto saw that and reacted, brought on Jordan.
The change that he made really had an impact in the game yesterday.
Fantastic. Daniki, you rather young.
No, you see, it's not like Tekpetey set the ball. You know, relax.
From yesterday, he's the set. Because he has said this in
Relax.
and a professional footballer has come to say it. So now look at his face. He can't stop smiling.
You see, this is somebody they play ball at the highest level.
Of course.
He's won 4 league titles in a row. When in a space of, he used 35 seconds.
That's right.
Just break down the game. Simple like that.
Yes.
Quick. So yesterday, that 2 hours, 30 minutes still were shouting on the space. No, need 35 seconds. And then Tekpetey set the 35 seconds. No, you see, he said it. And the interesting part is, when you spoke about the first half, they press us more, we are forced to hit it behind. The midfield hadn't settled, and that's what we were talking about. The Salis Partey combination was proven to be a bit difficult. When the ball got into midfield, Partey was able to do his things. But to progress the ball from the defense into the midfield was becoming a problem in the first half. Or let me say the first 30 minutes. When we settled down, especially after halftime, when Otuado rang the changes, and then Partey started getting into the game. Now it was easier for the defenders to link the midfield, and Abdul Mumin was also a huge part of that when he came on. So now we had Salisu left centre back, Abdul Mumin right centre back, who had that quality, that calmness to locate the passes in the midfield and then also link them to the front. But a very important part of our attacking play in the first half is what Tekpetey has said.
Easy.
Look, before this, during the space before the game, we mentioned it. The system will work, but for the front 3 to thrive, somebody needs to be able to hold on to the ball, especially when you know that you are going to cede possession to the opposition team. It means when the ball gets to the final third, you need somebody who can hold it up and wait for the runners off him.
That's right.
Semenyo doesn't have that in his game. He is a runner. Kudus is a runner. Nyama is a runner. So the three of them struggle to link themselves up in that first half. But we noticed that when Jordan came on, and it's also another important thing we mentioned on the space. Jordan starting, it wasn't just about Jordan starting and he being on the pitch. He had to play in that central role to be the person holding the ball and allowing the runners to run off him, because he has that. You see, the awareness he possesses, he's that sort of player. You see, Jordan will have, by just he being on the pitch, he could have a 6-7/10, but the people playing off him will have 10/10s. He will bring the best out of them. And that awareness to locate them, and the timing of the passing too. When he came on, Partey, his connection with Partey, Isahaku, the runners of him, Lamptey, who had pushed a bit further up, that was basically the change we needed. But also, not just Jordan Ayew, Elisha Owusu in the midfield also needed to come to set that base for Partey to be able to move forward and then let things stick. Because when that happened, look, and that's why we need to credit the coach. It's not always, football is not about starting 11.
Yeah.
You can go with a game plan and have a certain idea, but when you go in, your opposition has counted you. So there's about reaction. You are coaching every minute, every moment of the game. And that is where Otuado showed his class yesterday, to be able to react to certain things that were happening in the game and accept that certain things he thought would work were not working, and then changed it, and then we eventually got the result. So me, I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. It's not about just Jordan. But look, again, Fent, when this team has gone through this period of, and it's not like it's over. It's not like one win, then all of a sudden we've come out of this. We are suffering. Like, we are really, really suffering. Up until yesterday, we hadn't won a game this whole year, and it's June. It's literally 6 months into the year. We hadn't won a single game, and we faced teams outside the top 15 of Africa. It was Nigeria and Egypt that we faced that are on paper are difficult matches. We failed to beat Uganda, Mozambique, Cape Verde, Namibia, all in this year. So we've been struggling. Comoros. Hey! No, was Comoros this year? No, it was last year. Added to 2024. We've forgotten. The past is not the present. But you see, Fent, it's very important for some of these things, because you see, even for the players, when they go out and they perform well, and I'll say it again, I said it in the space, generally the team was poor under Chris Hughton, but it's not every single game that we were bad under Chris Hughton. There were some games that we played okay, we should have got the result, but it just didn't go our way. And that's the thing about, thank you, and that's the thing about quote unquote bad luck. Like, when it comes, it's coming, and you need some soon to get you out of that period. And for me, yesterday provided that very good base. They touched down like thieves in the night again at 1 a.m. But this time in cheerful spirit, and we are going to the home of football in Kumasi. It has set the base perfectly for them to go and give off a performance and a result that will leave smiles on the faces of the fans and the people. You see, that feel good feeling seems like it's coming back. Look, there were people at the airport there to meet the team at 1 a.m. in the night. Like, people love the team. But remember when Henry came here, he said it. He said, bring back the love. No, it's results. If they're able to get,
I agree,
some results,
a hashtag won't fix it.
It won't fix it. It's about results, and he said it. If they're able to get a string of good results, the feel-good spirit will come, and then we're able to build on it. So it was very essential yesterday. And remember the Partey chance? Okay, that time, catch there. When Jordan gave that Messi's pass. The pass, no, they call it I mean, no.
Senior.
We are going there, we are going there. Wait, give the pass. Where Partey tried to chip the team back.
The pass was so good. Partey didn't anticipate.
The pass, it tricked Partey in body.
It tricked me. If TV cameras, if you don't watch TV, they see the pass. Then somebody did the pass to how you go see the pass. So the pass, no, they see that pass. Only Cristiano and Messi go see that pass. If you bring back Pele Maradona, they pay them go see that pass.
The only other player in the world capable of making that pass apart from Messi and Jordan. Be careful.
Who?
Guti has.
Guti with Jaibon. Charlie, we didn't mention Jordan and Messi, then they bring Guti. Now, Guti
Hey!
inside with Jordan.
Hey, you don't respect. After yesterday, look.
No, you know, Rich. Good
But
to know
I
Rich.
trigger you finish. I need a bit. See, Tahiru, the most important thing was the team getting that victory yesterday.
Yes.
And when that party chance was me, it pained me because I felt that, and I was mentioning it, I felt that based on how the game had gone, we deserved to win. Like we have played a good enough game to win the game. And then Isahaku shows grit, presses really well high up, wins possession, and then the rest is history.
Listen, I agree with you. The win was what was necessary. At the moment, the quality and how good the football, it doesn't matter. What matters is win. And Otto might have promised that he can guarantee good football, but not the result. At the moment, he's delivering the results, even if not necessarily with good football. And no one really cares. This team badly needed one good result to go their way. And yesterday's was a desperate result that we needed. And we got it. And to be fair, this has always been the trend when it comes to Mali. Even when it's been the most difficult period in the Black Stars history. Every time it's mattered most and they've come up against Mali, they've gotten the result. I'll come to Sitso shortly, but let me bring in Bernard. Listen, Bernard, when you... it's been you've not played for the national team for a while. I think since the AFCON in 2017. That's a long time because... Yeah. But at that time, he was at Schalke.
Schalke, yeah.
And that was even a period when you were not necessarily... I remember distinctly when you got called up. There was outrage. Everybody said, where did they get this guy from? He's not even playing. Did you remember how you got that call up from Avram Grant? Do you remember the circumstances?
Yeah, I did.
What happened? How did you get it? Because
it was in Schalke when I got there as a beginning. Like you go to Europe
from Unistar.
Yeah, from Unistar. Like,
yes.
And then you are in Europe, and then you have your first Europa game. Okay, Bundesliga, but not so extent. But then you have your first Europa game. Okay. Against Nice. Okay. This was the game I had a fantastic game, and then I got yellow, red, and I got penalty. And I think this was the game. I think Ivan saw me, and then I was even surprised when I get the call up. Yeah. I discussed with my management, the board, and even I was living at that time in Girada, Samoa, the house of Girada. Okay. So I told you that, hey, this is so surprising for me to have just like a call up like this. But then I think all of them made an impact in this. Like, you are young, 18, and then maybe you have a first call up. Take this into consideration, and then let's see what's going to happen. And then I was like, oh, okay, let me try this. Let me take into it. And for me, there is one thing about me when I'm playing is even if they are taking 5 players, I'll be one of the 5 players. So I have this determination in the zeal. Right. So when they said this, I said, okay, I will fulfill this. So I know definitely when I'm coming, it's going to be like, for me, it's going to be like a justify in the national team. So I was already prepared for this. So this is when I came, and then I really made an impact in the training session and everything, and I was part of the squad.
And then you made your debut at the AFCON. Came off the bench against Egypt, I believe. Against Egypt in the group stages, which we lost. Mohamed Salah free kick. Then after the AFCON, that was just about that. And since then, you've only gotten better. Admittedly, if we're being honest, you went to Paderborn, Dusseldorf, Altach in Austria. And then Bulgaria eventually, where you have performed consistently. Like every time when you... I always want to take this from the mentality of footballers. If you're a footballer, you've played for the national team before, you're itching to play for the national team again. When you sit back and you watch the team, like yesterday, what's the feeling like? How are you able... I get it if you're retired and you can no longer play. But if you're an active footballer, and you're watching the team and it's a team that you know you could be there, what's always the feeling like?
Yeah, the feeling is there. I don't know how you describe it on your side, but for me yesterday I was like, I told my guy I want to go outside to watch the game outside to see how the mood. And I was looking the game, and even I could see you know yourself better. And even if you are in this game, sometimes when you are outside the game, you see the game you see the game clearly.
Yeah.
But inside the pitch, you are a little bit, especially when you are not checking at this. For me, yesterday when I was there, I was like, I knew if I'm in this game, probably I'm going to be of help of this team. But now at the moment, I am just a spectator. So I just have to support and watch. And I was just enjoying the game. But you see, Font, they were bashing players, and I was like, wow.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
And you wish to go in there, but you know that behind your back, something doesn't go right. This is what's going to happen.
Because I want to ask Tekpetey a question. I thought any name that can accommodate no.
He has not accepted it.
Me, I don't care.
Tekpetey.
Why his name is also Bernard, so it could be Bernardino.
No.
Tekpetey.
Like I want to ask, like
on
the back of the seasons you've had, Fentuo mentioned it. 2 seasons ago, you scored 8 goals. Last season or 3 seasons ago, 8 goals.
3 seasons ago, 10.
I'm talking about league, Bill.
I'm talking about league. I'm talking about league.
3 seasons ago, 10.
10.
Last season, 8.
And then this season, 10 as well.
In the league alone.
In the league. Let's narrow it down to this season because you also made some good assists. And apart from assists, you created a lot of chances. Unfortunately for you,
you want me to read these numbers?
Didn't score them. Now, when you've had a season like this and the national team call-ups have come, do you get any communication from the coaches or the GFA to say, Bernard, we know what you are doing, but we are going with this. Players keep working hard. We'll get to you. Or you are just in the dark. Are you in touch with the team or you're in the dark?
No, probably I would say in the dark, because like you said, you explained now. None of them is even giving you a call to even make you feel what you
like
doing,
they are watching
what you're doing. They have their eyes on it. No. But then I remember when I had the provisional squad of the
55 for the AFCON.
Yeah, this was when I had a call from Chris Wooten to explain why I was not. But for him, I understood him because he even encouraged me because he was like, I know you are performing very well. But then I choose these wingers because of the style I want to play. And I was like, it's no problem. I just wish you all the best. And then we hung up. This was the only communication. But like you said, none of them is going to, for me, my side, I didn't even had any call or nothing, shows. But then, like you said, I would never even be like, to wait for someone to call me because I already have my goals that I've already focused and I want to achieve it.
Listen, that's a bit surprising, isn't it? Because Otto, I can see it on your face. Because Otto said he spoke to as many as 30 players. You were at the press conference. He called up how many? 26 of them. You're saying that you were not one of the players he spoke to. He never spoke to you. Okay, listen. Like you said, you have your goals and what have you. There are people that we've spoken to, and even some fans, when you watch what happens, even on the timeline, there's quite a significant number of people that do not understand. Listen, granted, we do have a lot of talent in the wing areas. That's not a doubt in this team. But and we can mention some of their names, okay? Because it's probably one of the areas where we are most stuck, right? Yeah. So from Osman Bukhari, Joseph Pencil, Kamaldeen Sulemana, maybe Enes Nyoma. You could add
Ibrahim, the new boy.
Ibrahim Osman, the new boy. And you can add Fatau. So we're looking at both left and right. So both left and right, yeah. You're looking at all of that. The reason your exclusion always raises eyebrows is this, that in particular, if you're looking at purely based on performance, just for this call-up alone, with the players that are included and the ones that are possibly injured, like Joseph Pencil is not in there, okay? If you look at his numbers compared to all the other wingers, in terms of average goals per game, his numbers are more impressive. He's averaging a goal every 3 games.
Every 3 games. For a wide player, that's astonishing.
A goal every 3 games. The closest to him is probably, I'm talking about, I think Osman Bukhari, who scored 7 goals as well this season. I'm trying to check Osman Ibrahim and his numbers to see because he scored quite a number of goals as well.
See,
This
the
season.
reason why I asked,
So, Osman Ibrahim's numbers are also impressive, but not as impressive. He scored 6 goals, this season. So, if you look at all the wingers that we have in the team right now, in terms of performances, based on performances alone, Tekpetey's numbers are more impressive.
yeah, the reason I asked him that is, again, listen, while he's here, I'm not going to ask him. We are in a very sensitive space, so I'm not going to ask him questions that if he answers, it puts him in trouble. But the reason I ask is, when you've got a talent like he is, and you're a manager, maybe there's an aspect of his game that is hindering him from getting into your side. I know national team managers can place a call to the players and tell them, this is how I want my white players to play. Can you show me that you have that in your game?
Right.
I see you do A, B, C, D, but can you do this? Can I see a lot more of this? A player can tell you, well, I can't do that, but my club manager asked me to do that, so I don't see that. But the fact that he's completely in the dark, and he has no idea how he can get back into the national team, that for me is unfair. Not to only him, but to any other player.
Yeah,
who
and
is
even to the
performing-
fans, because and journalists, because we
Yes.
don't. Bernard, let me ask you this: have you had any guesses, for example? Because I know that probably makes you think a lot when you look at all these numbers, and you still don't get a look in. You don't even get a phone call, like you said, to explain the decisions. Have you thought a lot about it? Have you come up with any guesses for why this might be happening?
On my side, I keep asking my own question, like why is it that I don't have any call up or something like this? But on the other hand, I know every station that I've gone that they have asked me questions about national team. I know what I've said there, and I know I've not even offended anyone in the GFA or something. So even if I've offended them, I have some leaders who I can go to them to say I want to apologize to them. But then I think on my side.
Yeah.
I have no misunderstanding or any disrespect to any one of them. So sometimes I ask myself why. But then at the end, maybe the people around me keep being like, what have you done to these people? Have you everywhere I go, people see me and they're like, now why are they? Or they now why you? And then it seems like I've done something.
But you're just playing your game.
I'm just playing. Yeah, that's it. So I'm sometimes surprised, but now I'm no more surprised anymore. I just take it like in a good faith, like play your game. When they call you, whenever, it's okay. That's it.
No, but Fenj,
Have you considered switching nationality to Bulgaria if there's an opportunity?
Yeah,
It's a serious. No, it is.
The question is whether it's a Bulgarian passport he has. You've not asked him whether he started off in Germany. It's probably Germany passport he has. You have to find out because
no, but have you considered switching nationality?
Yeah, we have exactly. We're in the era of Dutch passport.
By a PhD.
So
you need.
you first have to find out which one he has.
So, let me not go into that detail, but have you ever at some point considered, because you're still very young, but have you ever considered the possibility of maybe switching allegiance?
Yeah, I think it's good. It might happen probably because like you said, I have a Bulgarian passport.
Okay.
Where I can switch to play. They contact me, but then I told them I need to discuss this with the family also first, because I'm coming from Ghana and I cannot do anything, and my mom is going to. So I need to speak with my mom. But I know my mom loves and wished for me to play in the national team
really.
Ghana.
Yeah,
because
of course.
even when my name is in the provisional squad and things, and someone give her a call, she's
happy.
She's always happy.
She's
So
happy.
I just didn't want to discuss at the moment with my mom. I just want to stay calm, play my game, and see what is going to happen next.
Having played for Ghana at a major tournament, though, I don't know what the rules say right now in terms of an ability to switch. But that is another conversation.
Yeah, that's another conversation.
But Fen, just on what Sitso, the question Sitso asked. You see, it's important. Communication is important, because I would not really mind if he was playing in some Greenland or something.
Right.
He's playing in a club that consistently makes European competitions.
He's got 4 goals in Europe this season.
Europe this season. So when you talk about the standard, he's rubbing shoulders with some of the guys who are in the Black Stars in terms of where they are playing and how well they are playing. So for me, if anything, I'm not saying by force call him, no, but that constant communication, as Sitso has said, he should at least know what he's doing wrong or right, and should know what he should do to be able to make the national team. Because, look, it's very surprising. It's very surprising. I didn't expect that him being in the dark answer. I thought maybe it's been constant. We are monitoring kind of things, which we know happens. But the fact that no calls are being made, and it took that CAF basically was a by force mandatory 55-man provisional list. And in fact, from that list, we were made to believe that was the pool of national team players that they are watching. So if that is true, then it means that he's among the group of players who are being monitored, and he was probably among the players who were being monitored for the AFCON, the 2 friendly games in Morocco, and then this also. So if the season has ended and he's one of the best performing players in Europe, in a position that I understand, and we've said it, we are stuck with quality. But if the numbers are
competitive talent,
yes, if the numbers are proving why he should be in the squad, I'm not saying again, it's not by force to call anybody.
That's right.
But communication should be there. The player should know why, or that's basically the least you can do. And for me, it's very worrying.
And I'm not saying it because I didn't even know he was going to come to. But I remember when Karim did the Ghanaian players abroad on Monday, only on last Monday on Sports Zone, and that was the one person I picked on, Bernard Tekpetey. That was the one person I picked on that. For me, it doesn't make sense to me personally that he's not being considered, because listen, footballers, it's so difficult to be considered for 10 years. So when you find your rhythm and you find your form in 4 seasons, within that 4 seasons you can achieve so much. And within that 4 seasons where you are performing at the highest level, if your national team is not making the most of you, you cannot say that 8 years after that 4 season he still be performing at the elite level. It's difficult to tell. Nobody knows what happens in football the next day. So it's a bit surprising and shocking that we've not made the most of him in the last 3 seasons or so.
I'm surprised you guys are surprised. This is how we've run the national team for a long time. I think if you guys would remember, not long ago we had a player who was in the Champions League every season for 5 or 6 straight seasons, Inoke Dukofi, playing really well.
Yeah, that's another example.
Yeah,
it's true.
And there was a point where I heard him say that he had never been communicated to as to where he stood in the grand scheme of affairs in the thinking of the national team coaches. So it is regrettable, but this does not surprise me. My only thinking in all of this is that perhaps Otuado looks at the options he has, and these are the guys that he wants to work with. He perhaps has closed his mind to a select group that he wants to work with. And to a certain extent, you can understand why maybe national team coaches would not be as open-minded as other coaches would have, because let's take this window for example. How many sessions did the team have? 5 before the game. A recovery training session today. Tomorrow they go light. On Sunday they probably will work tactics and do no ball work at all. So some of them will be a bit reluctant when it comes to opening up the pool and trying to accommodate some of the best performers, because then they may have to rejig everything that they have thought of, everything that they have worked with. The other thing for me also is that the situation we have now is unique. The manager we have does not have so much experience in terms of mixing up a squad and building a team and having to introduce different variables, right, at each stage and still maintain good performances and results. He's taking over a team that is a squad that is not a team, that he's trying to give meaning to and give life to. I can understand why he himself, I don't think Otuado himself knows the kind of coach that he is, right? Or even what he wants to do with the team. What he can do is to take it game after game. But I agree with Daniel. It is important that you keep certain players in mind and make them realize that, you know what, their efforts is being appreciated, especially also because you do not control what happens to the players that you think you can trust, right? Injuries can happen. Disciplinary issues can crop up, and then you may have to fall on other players that you did not plan for. But as I said earlier, as a country, we need to handle some of these things better. I mean, we cannot make a habit of ignoring some of our best performers at each stage in our history. Like in the last,
there's always an example.
There's always an example, and it's right.
You know what? Listen, Bernard, we will talk about what's next for you, because you've been in Bulgaria for 4 years now. I don't want us to dwell on the national team. That will always be there. the national team, and your performances will always be there, and you have your own personal decisions to make, like you said, because you can't just keep waiting for someone if they don't show that they need you. But after 4 years in Bulgaria, how many years left in your contract?
I have
With
2 more years.
2 more years, you intend to see it out, or where's your mind right now?
No. I'm working on things because I want to. Not even I wanted to stay there for 4 years.
Okay.
But every season after the season or every transfer window,
They keep giving you more money. So you have to,
not even not.
they keep improving your contract.
You know, even
They open the checkbook.
what he's saying, even if they open the checkbook, I would prefer to stay there. Why? Because the taxation is very low.
That's right.
Smart guy.
Smart
He's a smart guy.
He's a thinking you.
The living there is very low.
Yeah.
And then at the end you have the competition like Champions League. You want to play this kind of leagues.
Yeah.
This is why I went there. But then not really about the money, but really for me personally, I want to have a different experience or different to change the environment.
Yeah.
Because I'm this type of person. I want to have the competition where I want to go to play. So every season at the end of the season, or let me say every transfer window, there are offers on the table. Just it seems a little bit difficult because this team, I don't want to go into this, but they are really difficult.
Yeah.
They really want to have like more money and this kind of stuff, and this is really breaking me down. But now we are just trying to push this summer because I sat down with them and they promised me if I help them to be champion once again, they will let me go. So I just hope they are going to fulfill their word now.
It means that he's been trying, like you said, he's had
The team
offers.
the team is trying to milk the transfer
Yeah. They want to get as much money for him.
They want to draw money.
And Ludogorets is a big team.
Yeah, it is.
Very big team. One of the more famous Bulgarian footballer, Dimitar Berbatov. Have you ever run into him?
Yeah, I met him. He was even trying to contest for the FA president.
Yeah.
But unfortunately he couldn't.
Yeah.
A control player.
Ball
control.
First touch master. First touch master. All right, listen. You mentioned something very important that I like us to. You're one of those players that I don't know how to put it, but you seem like you have your mind very, very focused on what you want. You know exactly what you want. There's a thinking behind every decision that you make. Like you explained, the reason you went to Bulgaria makes sense. I'm not sure a lot of people, the first thing they think about when they see Bulgaria and the contract is, let me see, what's the tax, what's the cost of living? They're thinking, what's that, the chances that I'll be playing the Champions League with this team? It's just like, what figure is there that they just signed? You started out here in Ghana. That's what many people don't know, because I think our first introduction to you was when they called you from Schalke and everybody said, who is this guy? Because he didn't play in Ghana Premier League. It came from nowhere. Suddenly your name was everywhere. What does it take to move from Ghana here from a lower division team to go straight to Schalke and then go on to do the things that you're doing? What were some of the challenges that you went through? How did you overcome them? What were the most important things in helping you on that journey?
Thank you. For me, I would say from the beginning, it's been God. I can say this. It's been God because it's really tough. It has been really tough because I've been playing agent tournament, these kind of things, and every time I've been, I have the call up and these kind of things, but nothing is showing. I can even remember there is one situation when I get called, but they give it to someone else to go.
You mean the agent selected you in a scouting tournament?
Yes, and then at the end they exchange and they give to a different player to go. But what really I understand is even the Bible said there is time and there is season. So I believe that when it's my time, I will also fulfill it. I never played for Premier League, nothing like this. But then we just played like a tournament where they were the scouts were there for just 2 players, and then unfortunately that was the breakthrough of mine. Someone was at the back of it, and I don't even know what the person was like. Told the agent, take this guy because the guy is scoring amazing goals and is performing well. And then the guy himself did all my videos and everything, and then he sent it to Europe, and this is how it happened. So I always say it's been God. Maybe it's the favor of God that fallen on me that day, and then I got the chance like this.
Do you remember the day that you were told that you were going to Schalke, to Germany?
Yeah, I remember a lot because when I had a contract, I was in Bonshrai. I made just 2 training in Bonshrai, and then they wanted to give me a professional contract. Just 2 training, yeah. And then the guy who went with me was the cousin of Girard.
Okay.
So he told Girard, I told you to take this guy, but then you didn't listen. Now this team want to sign this guy just after 2 training. And Girard was like, let me speak with Shaika to bring him to Shaika to train there.
Okay.
And then I went there, but the good thing was like we were 4. I was not part of them.
Okay. For Ghanaians?
Yeah, I was not part of them, but for them they had an agenda for them.
Okay.
So for me, I was like, okay, go here and try and see what is going to happen. And you know, there is a word in the Bible: the rejected stone is this guy. So
Now it becomes a building block.
yeah. So this is how it happened, and I went to Shaika, and then this was difficult for me because in this moment my dad also passed away, and now I have to go to play for the trials, and it was snow. My first time seeing snow, so it was the
We went in the winter.
in the winter, so it was very, very difficult, to be honest. On the pitch we have to train in the turf. I never play the first time to play on the turf, but the good thing was the coach was like, there is no difference between this player and the guys. He's playing like he knows them before.
Right.
Because I told myself, I've been here, I don't want to go back. And this is how it happened. And after
So long as you have here, Paddy.
yeah.
Unless you get contract. After this trial, whatever it takes, I'm not going back to Ghana.
So
I
at
like
the-
that mentality.
So after the training, they were like, okay, we want to give you a game to play. So they were comparing me with Leroy Sané.
Okay.
Because they were like, oh, Leroy Sané is fast, I'm shooting. But Leroy
Was
Sané,
he there at the time?
Yes,
Yeah.
he was there. He
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
in
around the
senior
time,
side.
yeah.
But I went to the U23. So they gave me 1 game to play. And this game, I made an assist, I score. And after, they also decided to give me a professional. So I have 2, and I have to choose one.
Wow.
And this is when I said, I know Bronstrike gave me the invitation to come. But then I plead with them, and I said to them, I want to choose Shaika because it's a big club. And this is how everything happened.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yeah, it really is.
It's an amazing story. Schalke, things are not going well for them. Are you still in touch with people there?
Yeah.
You know what's happening?
Yes, it was difficult, I think, due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
When the pandemic happened, everything got worse for them because their main sponsor was the a Russia sponsor. So
Yeah.
everything got worse for them. In this moment.
Gazprom, yeah.
Gazprom, yeah.
Yeah,
That's really too bad.
that's true.
All right, listen, Bernard, we're enjoying this. Stay with us. We will talk a lot because I know you're doing a lot of work as well, trying to help people here in Ghana with charity work and what have you. And then we will still, of course, analyze that game. Sitso still hasn't given his opinion. Atsu as well. So do stay with us. This is Game Plan on 99.7 Joe FM, brought to you by Petrosol. It's also live on Hits 103.9 FM. Our special guest is Bernard Tekpetey. Ludogorets Rasgrad midfielder, league winner this season, 4 in a row. But Petrosol is reminding you that every drop matters just as every penny counts. Good quality fuel enhances your vehicle performance and reduces maintenance costs. So take no risk in times like this. All you need is value for your money. Look no further. Drive to the next Petrosol fuel station for your clean, accurate quantity fuel suitable for new technology vehicles. So be a happy customer, filled with smiles, drive more miles, and save some money. Petrosol, it's always a delightful experience. Let me also tell you about the UPSA Annual Leadership Lecture 2024. The UPSA Accra is inviting you to the 2024 Annual Leadership Lecture on the topic Fulfilling the Promise, the Challenge of Leadership, Moving from Rhetoric to Delivery. The August speaker is the Right Honourable the Lord Boateng, CVO, PCDL, member of the House of Lords, UK. Host is the Vice Chancellor of UPSA, Professor Abednego F.O. Amate. Be part of the UPSA Annual Leadership Lecture on Tuesday, June 18, 2024 at 10 a.m. at the Kofi Ohene Kunedu Auditorium at the UPSA campus. Come and let's engage minds to build Ghana. You can contact event@upsamail.edu.gh for more information. The UPSA annual leadership lecture is supported by Lobadi Beach Hotel, Special Eyes, and Joy News. Also, the legend of Akusika is here, and after a record 13 rounds of Olarutimis, the goals are not to blame. Image Bureau, April Communications, and National Theatre have reconvened for another theatrical adventure. And we're asking you to book a seat now. Okay, book a seat now with us. And of course, for this mind-blowing, dramatic experience with some of the finest talents in the business. Mauli Semevo is part, Andrew Tando Adote is part, Edinam Atache, Elvis Crystal, Anol Asamoah Bedu, and for the first time on stage, Adoma is also performing. Come, let's celebrate the legendary Professor Martin Owusu on Saturday, 8th and Sunday, 9th of June at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day at the National Theatre. So that's tomorrow, and on Sunday. All right, tickets are selling fast for only 200 Ghana cedis at imagebureaugh.com or dial star 714 star 11 star 21 hash star 714 star 11 star 21 hash. The legend of Akusika is supported by the Ghana Tourism Authority, Knee Plans Car Rentals, MGL Logistics and Supplies, IPMC, the Multimedia Group, Daily Guide, Graphic Communications Group, and proudly brought to you by Stanbic Bank, Telecel, the National Lottery Authority, and Ghana Gas. The legend of Akusika Theatre doesn't get better than this. George Quay, I'm looking at you. Game plan people, they don't have to... champions, don't you want to watch Legend of Akusika?
Oh, we want to.
George Quay is doing discriminatory things. I've not seen tickets here.
I don't know why the tickets haven't come.
I'm even surprised.
Because we've been waiting.
That they can say it again.
We've been waiting.
That's right. We've been waiting for love.
Oh my God.
Waiting for tickets. George Quay, aka Abuaji, aka Shotingo, bring the tickets. All right, so that's tomorrow and on Sunday. But also a reminder that Chopbox revolutionizes student life by delivering textbooks, provisions, and birthday packages straight to campus, saving time and hassle. With easy ordering via website, apps, or phone, students can focus on what matters. Chopbox Plus extends convenience, offering wholesale delivery to homes or businesses. It's not just a platform, it's a lifeline for busy students, professionals, and families in Ghana. You can experience the convenience. Just call 030-223-9134 or 0530-474-694 or visit chopboxonline.com or download the Chopbox Online app. It's a delivery service. It's highly efficient, highly effective, so make sure you get that. This is Game Plan 99.7 Joy FM, hits 103.9 FM. We'll take a really short break. When we come back, our special guest, Bernard Tekpetey, is still in studio with us. Victor Atsu Tamakloe, Daniel Koranteng, as well as Sitso Philip Atsirim are also here. Your messages are welcome. 055 1111997. If you prefer X, the hashtag is Game Plan. We'll be right back. Your messages are welcome. 054 1111997. 054 That's your WhatsApp number. Let's go to our WhatsApp portal. Jojo, where are my WhatsApp messages? And then see if we can take some messages there or some questions there as far as our guest is concerned. If you have some messages or some guests, some questions for him, I would like them right now. So, okay, cool. Listen, Chichu, let's go into the last house here. There were a lot of winners and a lot of very interesting performance last night. Tactical switches here and there. Otto in the past had not received a lot of praise for his tactical moves. yesterday or last night was one of those matches where you could look at and say, you know what, I think this man probably, he knows what he's up to.
Yeah. Look, let's also face it that we didn't start the game well, and the game could have easily been done in the first 15 or 20 minutes had our opponent Mali scored those two chances that they had. I think the first one was a save you expect the goalkeeper to make. The ball was down the middle. Then the second chance from the header was a very good save. He had to dive and stretch and then parry the ball away, and that was a very, very good save. And at that point, we were struggling. And that was largely because anytime, and I think Bernard and Danny have actually explained why that happened. That anytime the ball went high up the pitch, the ball didn't stick. Yeah. So it easily came back. But I thought Otto had the defensive selection right. It was interesting. The midfield as well was okay. But it was in the final third that in that first 20 to 25 minutes we struggled. And that for me was largely because of how maybe Otto deployed the players. He played two players who in my opinion are wide players, too narrow, too close to the middle. And they struggled to make any meaning of the position. So it was first Kudus behind Nyama and Semenyo. And Nyama is at the moment as we speak a very wide player. He's nothing like a second striker or a false nine or any other. He's just a pure wide player or forward in the modern terms. Olden days we say a winger, but it's a natural forward. Unfortunately for Nyama, he was asked to do a job that his skill set and his ability can't necessarily match, right? So he struggled. Then he changed that to make it Nyama and Kudus behind Semenyo. Again, the two of them were too narrow. So if you realized in that first half, in the wide areas, Mali had freedom. They would come at us. And in fact, some of the chances they created was largely because there was no Kudus, there was no Nyama in the wide areas to double up or to start defending from the front. So they would just flat forward through those areas. And it didn't help. Then Mali got their goal. I thought their goal was a fortunate goal. I thought it could have been a foul on another day on. In fact, Ghana had an indirect free kick that the referee didn't take. They were trying to clear their lines and somebody kicked the ball to the goalkeeper, catch him cool, the referee J.I. And again.
And we have a similar situation where Gideon kicked the ball to Atizigi.
Yes. Yes, and Ziggy had to quickly, yes. Yes, because you don't want the referee to come and say.
Asking why didn't you just hold on to the ball?
But another referee will tell you it's a schoolboy error, so no, yeah. Some referee will tell you according to the rule, it's a foul. It's an indirect, but that's just by the way. And I thought we were unlucky with the goal we conceded because at that point we were playing well. In fact, we had overcome the pressure that we were facing from Mali. Then unfortunately, I thought it could have been a foul on Gideon on another day. Yes, his body angle and body posture when the ball was coming wasn't the best. But in that second half, what Otto did was to use the same players who on the pitch and apply them differently. Okay. So what he did was to push Kudus to the role that we've seen him play a lot more this season in West Ham, and to take Nyama to the left-hand side. Okay. So straight away, Mali had to deal with two players who were stretching their back line. Mm-hmm. And when Kudus has played down the middle, I've always said that I love Kudus. He's talented and everything. I've always said I don't trust that he's a player whose ability is fit enough to be anywhere central, especially close to midfield, because he loves to dribble. It's a skill set he has, and he's brilliant at it. He loves to take the risk that several other players won't take. But when you're taking that kind of risk in the middle of the park, you need a certain level of surety about it. You need to get away with the ball. Yeah. And the moment he started losing the balls in the middle of the park, we were in trouble. So once he was taken wide, it was okay. Because by the time Kudus went wide and Kudus went to the right and Nyama went to the left, we saw Tariq Lamptey also then pushing forward a little bit more.
Okay.
And so anytime Kudus would dribble and then to bounce off the yard, about three bodies in that space to try and still squeeze and win the ball. And on the far side, Gideon started getting further up the pitch. So if you remember very well, at the start of the second half, we created a very good chance. Semenyo just missed it marginally.
You mean the ball across the face of goal?
So the ball came to Tariq, who was a wing back on the right. Mm-hmm. He crosses the ball across the face of goal. The striker at that point, Semenyo, couldn't connect. And guess who picked up the ball? Gideon Mensah, who was the left wing back. So at that point, our wing backs were being tasked to go high up the pitch, right? In the first half, we didn't see anything like that. But in the second half, we were a bit more adventurous. and players had played in their natural positions. And the goal is a typical example. Mohamed Kudus was again dribbling. This time not in the midfield. This time in the wide position. Ball comes off the defender. And it was a throw-in from Tariq Lamptey to Kudus. He tried to dribble. Ball came off the defender. And Salis puts in the cross. Who was in the far post? Nyama.
Right.
In the first half, that doesn't happen because Nyama is more central.
Sure.
But in the second half, the ball, he was high up the pitch, but on the left-hand side. And once the ball came into the far post, he headed the ball into the back of the net. But credit to Otoado. Because after we scored, and Mali reacted and changed the way they were playing, we suffered again. We lost control. The midfield were under pressure. In fact, they had the first half, that midfield diamond that we've become accustomed to by Mali wasn't effective. In the second half, after we had scored, that midfield box, it killed us. They were so close to each other that they could just pass the ball around us. Like Partey and Salis, they were just running circles around us.
Yeah.
So the manager had to react. And so what he did was to bring on Elijah Owusu. Now when he brought on Elijah Owusu, he at that point he had three midfielders. But Partey went to the left, right, of that midfield. And in turn, he was playing too far to the left. And that is not his position. And when Partey was struggling, he had to again react. Then he took off. Kudus brought in Isawaku, who went to the left. Partey comes to the number 10. Elijah Owusu and Salis provided defensive or midfield base for Partey. And we saw what happened. And the guys have said it. They saw it. They were watching TV and they saw it.
Yeah.
If Otto is standing on the line and he didn't see it, then they should sack him. Because quite clearly, what we needed was somebody who can take the ball, take some pressure off the team, and allow players to get into favorable positions. Somebody who can hold on to the ball for an extra second. You see, in the first half, we were too quick in releasing the ball, even if the supposed receiver wasn't ready. So when Jordan came, there were instances, it wasn't only the Partey assist too. There was an instance where he picked up the ball, he ran with the ball 1-2 to allow Tariq Lamptey to get into a good position. Then he laid the ball to Tariq Lamptey. Another player passes the ball to Tariq Lamptey way too early.
That's right.
And that chance is gone. Even Tariq didn't make the most of that sequence.
We have returned the pass.
Yes, but that's an example of what a player who waits for the right moment can do. And it comes with experience and a cool head. Then again, Jordan is playing as a number 9. But what he has in his game is to be able to drop into the midfield, pick up the ball, and then he says it, that Jordan would make people around him look good. So he comes into the midfield, picks up the ball. He's not waiting for the ball to come to him, but he picks up the ball and waits for runners to get off him. Again, holds on to the ball for the time that matters to draw defenders to a position and then ease the ball into Partey's path. Partey just couldn't ding the ball over the goalkeeper, but that was a good chance. And in the end, Jordan is in the right place at the right time to score. Otto has said it himself that he won the game from the bench, and that's what I'm happy about. You see, when you've got a team, in fact, in tournaments, forget it. You won't win your tournaments with only your first 11. It's impossible. You need players who are good enough, who can come from the bench and change games like these boys got into the game to do. And Abdul Mumin, many people are giving him thumbs up because when Mumin came into the game, it was a reaction to what Mali were doing. I didn't say he was tired. I didn't say he was going to tackles, and he was done.
And Douglas and Haidara were taking turns in cooking.
He had played well.
He had played well.
And at a point where he had lost his gas, the manager had to react, and he reacted by bringing on Mumin. But when he brought on Mumin, it required that we're able, or it made it possible for us to be able to play the ball better. Because with Mumin, it's not the boom, it is the pass. You get it?
He was so composed.
Yeah, he could start
so good in possession.
And he was calling.
And he was tough on the
tackle. He was calling for the ball. Give it to me like.
Not afraid.
Salis is in trouble.
And
he's
the right to dream product.
Give the ball to me like
quick.
And let me. So I love that about the team, that we've got some players around that the manager can call on to change things. Listen, for me, this game came way too early for Otto. And Otto has done it by hook or by crook. It wasn't all pretty. But there were scenarios and there was elements of coaching in this game that was exciting and promising.
Right.
We need to give him credit. Yes, promising. It was exciting and promising. Look, not every manager will stand on the bench and realize the problems that are happening and then quickly, because he made changes that didn't work and he quickly adjusted. So credit to Otto, credit to the lads to go to Bamako under the circumstances and win the way they won. And it wasn't like they didn't play anything. They didn't dominate the game, but there were spells in the game that they were really good.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was promising. So wish them all the best. It's not done. There's still Central African Republic to play, and I hope that they can carry that momentum from Bamako, win this game, and put themselves in favorable position to maybe then go on and qualify to the USA, Canada, and Mexico.
I have a message here, and I'm just going to read the message, and you guess who is coming from. Tell DK to post my video when we fail to qualify. He who laughs last laughs best. It is just one game. He's making me. Hold on, let me finish. He's making me famously famous.
For your friend, that's great performance.
Listen, I guess Bernard has to go somewhere, so let me just wrap up with him so he can leave. I've got a message here for you, Bernard. He says, please ask Tekpetey about his club teammate Kojo, who was called to the Switzerland national team for the Euros. That's Kweku Nkofrodia. It's a typical one of ours. He switched nationality, or was he born and raised there?
Actually, he was born there. He was born Switzerland, London. These two,
okay.
but the family, both of them are Ghanaians.
Okay.
So he has the. But I think this is the first time Switzerland called him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So he's gone.
So he has a Swiss passport.
Yeah.
Okay.
With no PhD.
No PhD. He has a Swiss
Two
passport.
of you, will you behave and stop indulging this thing?
But he has a Swiss passport. How am I indulging? It's not a fact.
You didn't need to add the PhD part.
This one is from Twitter.
You didn't
Daniel, so a good friend of mine. He's the only Shaka 04 supporter in Ghana.
All right. He says what?
He says that you better tell Tekpetey to leave a signed Shaka jersey for me before he leaves.
But
This
the man has left Shaka.
This guy loves Shaka. Like, I know see some before. How can you be in Ghana and be so? I don't understand.
Yeah, Chris says, Fentuo and guys, good afternoon. Let Bernard not be worried at all, because in the words of Kojo Nkanse's movie, A Country Called Ghana, this is how bad things are and will not get better anytime soon. If you say your mind and you are tagged as stubborn or politically motivated, my simple advice to Bernard is to naturalize for Bulgaria.
Quick.
How is that a simple advice? Yeah. Yeah, Chris in Ashaman sent that message. We put that question to him, so there could be something. This message says, I think the overall performance of Partey and Kudus wasn't the best yesterday. What do you guys make of it? I'll ask actually. He wrote a whole rating about the performance of players. So ask him about the big winners and the big losers as far as this game is concerned. Bernard, before you go, you do a lot of charity work. You've got a blood donation coming out. Tell me more about it and why you're doing that.
All right, thank you. Bernard Tekpetey Foundation is the categories in for department where we talk about the orphans and the aged, and then we talk about the health. I'm a sports person as well, and then we have the unemployment. So with the unemployment, like people who have the skills works and they need the machines, the foundation try to buy for them really.
So like tailors and carpenters stuff.
We do this.
Artisans.
And also with the football aspect, I will not go more into details because I'm active football player now at the moment, but we have some players who have already traveled. So also talking about the health, we target this health situation. I think previously we went to one of the villages to give some village water. Because they don't have water. So we used to do this, but now we want to make health because from the blood bank we know there are shortage of blood. So we just want to try to appeal with the Ghanaians to come in their numbers. Which is going to be on the 15th, next week Saturday. This is why I came actually to Ghana, probably because normally I'm supposed to be in pre-season at that moment. So I just played with the club just to come to do this, and then after I need to go. So we're actually doing this not because of money or something that we have gotten, but then we are doing this for God and for mankind, human. So we don't know, maybe it could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be your girlfriend, your ex or something. We have no idea.
The baby girls.
No. That's the thing about health emergency. You never know. You never see it coming.
We never know. So we just want to do this with one unity, like the foundation motto says, in unity we build and love.
That's amazing. This is on. So the blood donation exercise is on the 15th of June at the Legon Campus Athletic Oval at 8 a.m. That is next weekend, I believe.
Next week. So probably we're doing it there because we just want to open. When I spoke, actually we're doing it with the National Blood Bank.
Okay.
It's not going to be only like let's say.
No, say you don't
Yeah,
have.
I don't
you
have
can't
the
collect
capacity.
blood.
No,
Exactly.
no. So just for the people, your viewers and everybody listening, to know we are collaborating with the National Blood Bank Service, and then also Nana T being an influencer, Evelyn Atta Foundation as well. We just want to do.
I like that guy on Facebook, Churchill Diaries.
So we're doing this together with them just to make sure we empower this to the national to the blood bank. I think after at the end it's going to be shared or distributed to
different hospitals.
free hospitals.
Yeah.
So we are urging everybody to come support. Probably there is going to be an item 13 for them as well.
Of course.
Very necessary.
Especially
yes,
those,
because somebody can donate and they'll be dizzy.
but yeah, this is true. But those who are going to donate, those who are coming on board, probably when you donate, we are going to give you some like
Souvenirs.
yeah, things to get back your blood back.
Okay.
And also we are going to give you item 13 as well.
Yeah.
And not to forget the National Blood Bank also is going to give you the donor card, this card to
I have
show
one.
this. Yeah.
And then also they get to meet and interact with Bernard. You'll be there yourself.
Not only me, because we're trying, we want to make
Exactly.
the event lively. So we're trying to bring musicians like Keche, we're trying to bring like people, even I know you guys are also coming.
Oh yeah, we're going to be there.
Probably.
Easy.
It's off season, so there's nothing to do. We'll be
Bro,
there.
nothing
Probably
to
I think the national team is going to be done at that moment, and
Yeah,
I have
they'll be done on Monday.
I have my brothers also coming, Thomas Partey.
Capito.
Oh, yes.
All of them are just passing through,
Wow.
and not to forget John Dumelo also is coming to pass through just to give a speech because we are about to get into election to calm things down, and then I hope people will come on board to donate this blood, and then we can support people out there.
A reminder, 15th of June, it's a Monday.
Yeah.
It's a Monday, 8 a.m. prompt, Legon campus, and I'm sure you guys will be there the whole time. Obviously, I see you have some supporters like FMB as well, and there's an avenue for people to, I think, is it to send mobile money?
15th is a Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah.
15th?
Yeah.
15.
Oh, sorry.
Saturday.
15th June.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah.
Thank you. Forgive me. I beg your pardon. All right, cool. So listen, we'll support it like we're promoting it right now. So we encourage all of our listeners. It's a Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Come, donate blood, and let's help the National Blood Bank, Bernard Tekpetey Foundation, contributing his own widow's mite to ensuring that people can be helped in emergency situations when they badly need blood. There will be blood available for them. This is a wonderful initiative, Bernard. Thank you, and God bless you for this. I've got a couple more messages for you before you go. Lots of people sending very encouraging messages. This is what I like, right? Nitojo from Temaja says, I'm laughing out loud in my office thanks to you guys. Okay, thank you for that. Bedroom Rodrigo De Paul from La Paz says, Fentuo, will you guys telecast the Euros? Yeah. Well, broadcast is not the same as telecast, is it? We'll broadcast the Euros, we will not telecast it, which means it will be on radio most likely, not on TV. The Euros, the rice, no, we can't buy. The economy is hard. Multimedia, we need money. We don't have money. We gather the money in CDs and we go and change it to euros. By the time it reaches there, the money is finished. That's the problem. Okay, all right, let's move on. Somebody said who denied him. Hey, people talk. Oh, somebody said Bernard didn't score some goal and he didn't win some bet. Hey, Charlie, people.
Were you there?
Oh, I wasn't. No, the message is that I just didn't want
It's
to
the person
continue.
I'm even asking.
You don't mind. And you know the word he used? He said he denied him. As in like he wanted the bet more than he wanted the goal. Can you imagine? This one says, congratulations, Bernard. Don't lose hope. God's time is always the best. Keep on trusting God and you will surely get there. We love you. That's hope in Odumase Krobo. All right, positive message. And our good friend, Bedroom Pep Guardiola from Ontario, Canada. He says, yesterday when Jordan scored, only Danike came to mind. We know. Go here this week. Oh, Charlie. My regards to you. I'm listening to the show with my new Lille, who has a Canadian passport. I'm not sure why we needed that detail, but thank you for telling us anyway. This message is from Confusion. He says his name is Confusion, right? And he says this is what bringing Jordan on as a substitute can do. It brings the best out of him. That said, the team is still shaky. Too soon to jubilate, he says. All right, a couple more. Friend, I'm enjoying the show. Please ask Sitso if he missed Joseph Pinsel last night. That's Stanley in Achimota with that message. All right. Did you miss him last night? It's a question. Okay, Stanley, thank you. I asked Sitso. But let me get one more message here and then I can let Bernard go. I'm super pumped for the Black Stars. This message, Danny, will you keep quiet over there? I'm reading messages. Stop whispering and stop talking. I'll put your microphone off. I'm super pumped for the Black Stars win yesterday. I hope they keep focusing on the games ahead because I can't imagine a World Cup without Ghana in it. Efo Sami in Winnipeg. That's Canada, right? Mm-hmm. Winnipeg is Canada as well. We have a lot of Canadians.
Canada, they be Ghana too.
Okay, this one says, my question is why I'm not sure that question is for us, right? Why are Christian men most vulnerable in what we are discussing? What are we discussing? The person sent a message earlier to a conversation for SMS. No need data. Ghana is hard. So now that you just bought data, the data has come. All right, one last one from Judas Iscariot, as usual, from Teshi Gibleo. He says, Fent, Danike and all. Please, you guys are exceptional and brilliant in your submissions. I've listened and followed keenly, and I'll say continue the good work. But tell Danike that I will not betray him, okay? As for Otoado, he should stay focused. All right, Bernard, thank you for coming. I'm just going to say one thing, though. Like you said, you have no idea why you've not had conversations with anybody, why you're not being called up to the national team, despite continuously performing at the highest level. If you had a chance to openly send a message to whoever is listening, whoever the decisions makers are, regard to the national team, because we know for sure you love the national team, you want to play for the national team, and you're performing well, performance is well deserving of a call-up, but it's not coming. If you had a chance to send out a message to anyone at the FA, coaches, the fans, anybody listening to us regarding this situation, what would you say? Ghana is listening.
Thank you so much. What I would like to say is that even if I've done something wrong to anybody and I don't know, or I know, I will ask for an apology. I will apologize to them, and then just to forgive, and then if really indeed I can help, I'm ready to serve the nation as well. So the later I can say is the.
I think that's a beautiful message. Thank you very much, Bernard. We wish you all the best this off-season. Whatever decision you make, leaving Ludogorets or staying at Ludogorets, whatever decision you make, we will always support you, of course, and we'll keep praying for you. Thank you so much for making time to be here with us. We appreciate your time. That's a very special guest on today's show, Game Plan. Yeah, Bernard Tekpetey. And it's really nice that you could be part of us. What we're going to do, I'm going to go to Atsu very shortly, but Karim is asking me to take a picture. I should leave my seat and come and take a picture of Bernard Tekpetey. You know what? I have no shame. I'm doing it. You've been looking at the performances from yesterday. How do we build on that? Where do we need to improve? And what does this mean for the game on Monday overall?
So I'll call back to something Daniel said about how the bring back the love. No, it's his performances and results that would bring it back. When you ask fans to be patient and stay with the team and have faith, this is one of those moments that will give credibility to your words, that will make people trust you. When they begin to see a pattern of a team that can go through difficult moments, stay in there, show character and performances that people cannot question, they will trust you when you ask them to support the team. And I think yesterday was very important towards building that trust, building that relationship with the fans, because look, this is going to be a long ride. I don't think on Monday we are going to get a 5-star performance from the team. I think we'll get a good performance. I think we'll win. But we're not at that point where we can expect this team to go into every game to win. And that's why all week I kept telling people, be patient and give this team time, give them the benefits of the doubt. They will make mistakes. The coach himself will make mistakes. I thought the lineup was wrong because some of the players who were asked to perform certain tasks did not have the skill set required for those roles. But what's important is that the coach was able to remedy that. It is important that we remind ourselves and stay grounded, remind ourselves of where we are and who we are. A lot of the things Otuado is trying with this team are purely experimental. Even if they are ideas that others have succeeded with, this is his first substantive job as a head coach at the senior level. And so a lot of the things he's doing are purely experimental. His assistants have not handled a responsibility like this before. So this is also new for them, right? And so mistakes will be made, like he did in that first half. But it is important that we also show faith, we are patient, because there are going to be games where when he makes those mistakes, he will not recover from them. Yeah. It is important that we stay patient. And for me, possibly the most important variable in this journey that we're on is the attitude of the players and their capacity to build the team out when the going gets tough. As I said before, this is not a very experienced manager. The ideas he's working with may be tested, but he's experimenting with them to try to figure out the right context to introduce these concepts in order to get results. So he will make mistakes. Before the team gets to a point where they can actually or properly execute Otuado's game plan, there are going to be many games where the players need to bail him out. There are going to be many games where you need to get about 40 or 30 of those last-ditch tackles like Jiku made last night. And when those moments come, the players cannot feel Otuado. They cannot feel Ghanaians. And it's not just because we're going through a period of transition. It's been 6 years since Asamoah walked away. We have not replaced him in terms of the guy for the big moments that you can consistently count on. We haven't replaced Asamoah. I don't expect Andre Ayew to be part of the team going forward. So that is another heavyweight that the team has lost, which means the responsibility automatically goes to the likes of Jiku, Mohamed Kudus, Jordan Ayew. Jordan is into his 15th year, I believe, in the Black Stars. And yesterday, you know, when we talk about that game against Burkina Faso,
he made his debut in 2011. So
2012.
No, 2009.
2009?
No, Jordan. Yes, Jordan made his debut in 2009.
Oh, wow.
Before the 2010 World Cup.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is his 15th year. I think it was in September 2009.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. You know how people like to call back to that game against Burkina Faso in the 2006 World Cup qualifiers. And before this one, we're all talking about Kujo Asamoah's performance, Anthony Annan's against the same Mali in 2009. I was happy that yesterday we have a new set of players that we can reference that when things got tough, Jordan showed up and dragged this team from a draw over the finish line. When things got tough, Jiku was there for 90 minutes. Thomas Partey, possibly one of his best performances in the Black Stars jersey, and he chose last night of all nights to do that. That gives you encouragement, right? Because, and I'll keep repeating this, that look, there are going to be many games where you just need the players to stay in the moment and then give the team a chance to fight. And I was very happy that it started from the number one player on that team sheet, which was Ziggy-Man, because if he doesn't pull off those two saves in the opening quarter of an hour, the team doesn't get to settle to even figure out how to deal with that desert storm that they were confronted with yesterday. So for me, two things are important. Appreciating where this team is and that it is going to take time. Look, before this game, the team had 5 training sessions. 4 of those were what you can call full-scale training sessions, because the first one was essentially the players getting through their emotions before the game. It is too short a period to build cohesiveness, to fashion out a game plan and expect that when they walk onto that pitch, the players will be able to execute it or give you 80% performance or execution of that plan. And in games where they will be required to respond to maybe real game scenarios, they will have the quality and perhaps the presence of mind to be able to do that. We are not at that level yet. And so it is going to take time. We are not going to find cohesiveness in the next game. We're not going to find it in the third game for Otuado. It will take time. But what is important is that we see the manager showing signs of progress, being able to respond to each game and the challenges that they bring. What is important that we see performances that leave no doubt about how much this team means to the players. Look, yesterday, I think Ghanaians were excited more by the fact that they could not question the effort and application of the boys.
I was going to ask you that our very last episode preceding this one, we spoke about a lack of responsibility.
Yeah.
Did you see a lot of players taking responsibility yesterday?
I think 3 players crucially. For me, I don't care too much about. Look, I have expectations of everyone, but there are levels to the expectations.
Of course.
My expectations of Kudus are very high. So in a game yesterday, I thought he was disappointing.
Okay.
He's one of those players who should have stepped up. Yes, I do admit that he perhaps was played in a role that he was not very familiar with. But I don't get it when you lose the ball and then you are jogging. That sort of attitude is not something I want to see. That has nothing to do with
role.
It has nothing to do with
attitude.
Role. It's just application, right? And how much more it means to you. I thought Partey took responsibility. I thought Jordan took responsibility. Jiku especially, and he led from the front. And I love it. Okay, I love it that you have, because these are the players who have to set the standard for others to follow. When Jordan walked into the Black Stars team, there was Sule, there was Asian, there was Apia, and all, who were essentially the establishment, his brother as well. And so it's important that for this new team, when they look up, they can see Kudus giving everything, right, off the ball. They can see Partey setting the standards in terms of his performance. So I thought they answered all the questions yesterday.
Fair enough. Listen, it's a big game on Monday. You guys will be there. Atsu and Daniel, you're going to Kumasi to eat all the fufu. It's at 7 p.m. on Monday. We'll have live commentary for you. Hopefully, Sitso doesn't get called back for TV, and he and I can be stuck on radio. But the way he delivered the thing yesterday, they feel like the team will call him back. So right now, so wait, you go score it.
The selection, it don't be. Tekpetey they score 10 goals, they call him.
It don't be straightforward like that.
Just like no goals and football is not all about
goals. It's not all about goals and
that. One
so if you say you scored yesterday, no, you go can't get covered. Charlie, thank you, Sitso. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Atsu. Another episode of Game Plan here brought to you by Patreon. So my name is Fentuo Tahiru Fentuo. The show will be available as a podcast on YouTube on the Joy News channel and also on all podcast platforms. Just look for Game Plan by Multimedia Group and you will find it there. We're back again. Thank you very much for all of your time. We're back again next Friday, though. Until then, do take care of yourself and thanks for listening.